Friday the 13th. How are you? Welcome to another episode of the Mañana morning check-in. I'm your host, Kurt Van Anen, the host of Mañana. And man, way to finish up the week, huh? Jumped into the Mañana portal this morning. The portal is a business management program that I have where I take care of my clients, give them access to files. They give me access to files. I put the projects in there with the milestones, and they know exactly what's going on with their project as it moves forward. And so I jumped into the portal this morning and I added our newest client to the list. So I was really happy to do that. It's rewarding when you put the bid out, and then you get the gig, right? And you're just like, yeah. Now comes the hard part where we got to make sure we get the work done. But it's one of those things where you know that it's a good fit. And so super pleased to add our newest client to the portal. And I'm looking more and more forward to filling the portal full of qualified clients to join the Mañana network. Now, it's true, a lot of the clients that come in, I take a look at it and I go, oh, I could totally do that. I'm going to do that. But Mañana isn't just me. I've got a team of people. I've got some power partners in play. It comes down to like graphics and web development, web design, logos, all kinds of stuff, video editing, curriculum development, all that stuff. And what's really cool is a lot of the projects that I bid out on, they start smaller. A lot of times someone will just reach out and say, hey, I just need this. And I go, okay, cool. And then I do it Mañana style, man. It's, the catch line to Mañana is getting shit done yesterday. It's been that way since 2007, 2008, right? We're getting shit done yesterday. And that's why it says getting it done yesterday with the asterisks in it, right? Because that's kind of where the logo came from Mañana, right? It's like getting your shit done. And when I treat people's projects, with that mentality, right? On time and under budget, on time and under budget, on time and under budget. And when I build that consistency, and it happens, all these little projects, they begin to grow and they begin to blossom. And then they begin to find out that, they may have hired me to edit articles. Next thing you know, I'm writing books for them. They may have hired me to build out the e-commerce part of their website. And next thing you know, we're launching a whole subdomain with a whole sister website to it. There's all kinds of occasions where I've seen that happen. I've had companies hire me to, teach a course, teach a lesson in person, be an in-person trainer. Here's the curriculum. Can you teach this? And then I do it, right? On time, under budget. And next thing you know, a year goes by and I'm writing the next year's curriculum, building their digital assets, and coaching trainers on how to deliver the program. And that's just the way that I love when it happens that way, because it's just the confirmation that you've done it right, that you've brought in a client, you've nurtured them, you delivered, and then you experience the growth. Now, the sad part to growing like that is that it does take time. It takes time, it takes effort, it takes commitment, it takes consistency. Sometimes I get a little impatient. Sometimes I wish it would come quicker than that. But I'm thrilled. Like I said, today we jump into the portal, we add a new client. Now let's talk about existing clients. We've got a client that's going to go live with their website in 10 days. So what does that mean in the Mañana world when I have a client that's going to launch a product in 10 days? A lot of web houses, a lot of developers would be like, hey, their failure to plan doesn't constitute an emergency on our part. All these snide comments that people make. If you want to be a power partner and play with people in their wheelhouse, you have to adopt some of their urgency, right? And a sense of urgency is what Mañana brings to the table. So this client is starting to realize, like earlier this week, it really started. I could tell through her display of emotion or through her sense of urgency in speech and her messaging, I could tell things are starting to stack up. Like I've got my part of the project, okay, but I know that her part of the project as the project coordinator is this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, all these elements she's trying to put together and launch this business. And I could tell that we're getting close to launch and there's a little bit of angst, So I could be a snide guy and I could go, Well, good luck with that. I hope you figure it out, or I can be supportive and go, hey, look, I understand you're feeling a little pressure right now to get launched. Let's do this. Let's get together and let's have a strategy meeting that talks about what your milestones are over the next 10 days and how we're going to execute on that, and how Mañana no Más is going to be the building blocks that helps glue this together for you. And then you're going to take care of your outstanding elements. And then we're going to plug them all in. We're going to test it before you launch, and I'm sure you're going to be fine. Let's just work it out, right? If you've got 2 or 3 elements that aren't going to be ready for launch, well, let's get proactive. Let's build a couple of landing pages in your website that say, hey, this element is coming soon, but we didn't want to hesitate launching this product for you, and getting things out there. So it's kind of cool just to see the way that comes together. Now, 10 days from now, when her product launches, because I'm keeping kind of quiet on it for details, but I'm pretty sure once her product launches, she's not going to mind one bit if I share the URL with you guys and show you some of the work that is really a part of the Mañana no Más portfolio. The website's pretty. I really like the way the website looks, and I like the way some of it behaves. And of course, this is all built by consumer spec, right? So this one is a custom site built the way she wanted it to be. And so I'm glad that she's got a good vision, and I'm glad that it's working in reality. And I'm really proud of the project. Not proud because I'm a genius. That's not the point. I'm proud of the project because I'm able to take what the customer articulated to me and make reality, which is really cool. That's the fun part of it. And it's a lifter product. So it's a learning site, learning and membership site. And so it's got those elements that I consider myself an expert in. So super thrilled to have been able to do this for her. It's been a great experience, I think, for her and for me. And I've grown a friendship out of it. She's a really nice lady. She's fun to work with. So folks, I don't know how you're finishing your week out. I usually have these messages on Friday, like finish strong, or make sure you take some me time, make sure that you celebrate the wins. And all of that is 100% true. I also say things like, if you're working in a field or working in a position where you can't wait for the weekend, you need to rethink what you're doing, right? I mean, like if you're having a vacation or something, that's different. But if your modus operandi every week is, I can't wait for the weekend, I can't wait till this week is over, oh my God, I can't wait till this week is over. If that's your normal shtick, you got to figure something else out. So let me give you an example of what this particular weekend is going to be like, right? Today's Friday, so I got up and I didn't dive into my Bible today. I'll be honest with you. I didn't get any scripture time in, but I did manage to get the leader's heart done. And I did that with my son. We went out to Panera Bread. We shared my devotional. We had a discussion about it. It was pretty good. I think John Maxwell does a heck of a job on that. And it was reading out of the book of John chapter 21 this morning. And so, we read that piece of scripture, went over the devotional for the day, and saw things from John Maxwell's perspective, who I think is a genius. And we enjoyed ourselves at Panera Bread Company, and then came home. So that takes care of my mentorship morning with my son. He's on the schedule on Fridays for that time. So we got that part done. I had some errands to ran those errands, right? Because you got to get stuff done. And then I took care of that customer in San Francisco. We had some good communication back and forth, and I'll be working on her product, ding, 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 tonight after the kids go to bed. I'll be working on her product probably through the night, and then I'll catch up on some sleep tomorrow. And then probably Saturday night, I'll be working on her product some more, because come Monday, I want to be able to show her a website that, as far as design is concerned, is complete. And then we'll go back and start plugging in different functionalities and links that kind of connect all the different assets together, right? So that to me is going to be a huge win. It's going to be fantastic. And I like what I do. So it's not an infringement upon myself to spend my weekend doing that, right? So I'm pretty happy about it. I don't know what your weekend looks like for you, but I pray that it is something that you plan. I like spontaneity and all that stuff. So, if you plan to be spontaneous, that's great. I say that tongue in cheek, right? Because that is a weird thing to say. But if you plan to have open time and open to whatever, fantastic. If you plan to be super productive and knock something out of the park, right, because this is your time to get something done, fantastic, right? If you just want to, open up a bottle of wine and celebrate with somebody and kind of think about the productive week you just had, fantastic, right? But my thing is, take those moments and celebrate the wins that you have, focus on what the next steps are, and then think about that execution, right? Just take those moments and just enjoy them, live them. You deserve it. All right, folks, I'm going to go. I am going to go have an adult beverage, hang out with the kids for a little bit. We'll probably watch a movie, and then they'll head up and go to bed, and I'll come back into the workspace and start knocking out some work. All right. You folks have a fantastic weekend. I will see you on the Mañana Nomás morning check-in on Monday, and we'll have that value-added email that goes out on Mondays going out to the list. If you're not on the list and you want to be on the list, just go to mañananomás.com, click on the Academy link at the top of the menu. That'll open up into a separate page. Halfway down, you're going to see join the newsletter list. Fill it in, join the list, get the value-added email that goes out once a week. And I typically have something pretty good attached to it.